Well, all this week, News 3 Investigates is working on a series of stories to prevent you from becoming a victim, and we're calling it Protect Yourself Week.
Tonight at 10, Adam Schrager meets with a grandmother at the center of a phone scam. Her generosity led to tens of thousands of dollars being stolen.
I don't think I would tell everyone, because they would just think, you know, how stupid can you be? And that's the truth, that I was stupid.
She's not a stupid woman at all. But I do think the dementia has something to do with it.
Elderly people are often targeted by and victims of scammers because they're usually home during the day and they're from a generation that wants to help.
But there are some things that you can do to help protect your loved ones and others. Paul Rusk is the executive director of the Alzheimer's and Dementia Alliance of Wisconsin. Welcome to Live at 5.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
It's so hard to hear her say, "Oh, I'm so stupid." It has nothing to do with that. It's that she's part of a generation that is so vulnerable to these scammers.
Absolutely, especially Midwesterners. We tend to be nicer, so we want to help everybody, and we always answer the phone.
So how do children start this difficult conversation with parents?
Well, it's not always children. You need a trusted person that the person really respects. It can be an adult child, it can be a clergyman, it can be a niece or nephew, it can be a neighbor. And you want to be very, very respectful when you're talking to the person so that they don't lose their self-respect and dignity. Go very slowly, and if you're seeing facial changes and the person is getting resistant, it's best to back off and try again later, or have another person that the person respects try.
Well, that's very good advice. You know, technology is often daunting to a lot of people, but it can also be very helpful when it comes to scammers. Maybe just by doing things like suggesting you get caller ID.
Absolutely. Caller ID, you can go on the no-call list, which will cut down on the number of calls coming in. And unfortunately, once you are a victim of a scam, bad people actually sell those names, and then you're likely to be scammed a second time.
Wow.
So
once they get their hooks in.
Yes.
A lot of people say, just off the surface on the story that we're running tonight, just change your phone number. And
That's easier said than done for some elderly people.
She's had the same number for 50, 60 years, and that just the thought of that is just daunting.
That's really tough, but she probably should change the phone number. I mean, it sounds like she's in the early stages of Alzheimer's disease, and statistically, she's likely to be a victim again. So it's possible that a trusted person in her life would be able to say, you know, I just don't feel safe.
And that person should keep an eye on bank records and phone records, that sort of thing, to see that money is...
Absolutely. There should be power of attorney for health care that is put in place when you're still competent, and then it can be activated as the disease process continues, and that would give another level of protection.
Absolutely. Good advice. Paul, thanks for being with us today.
Well, thank you.
Good to see you, Paul. Thanks for coming in tonight.
Okay.